How in the world are you?
Dude, I'm half in the bag right now.
We're talking about a man.
That's me.
Who's esteemed. He's known worldwide.
You heard him.
He has listeners everywhere.
Woo!
Damn near every corner of the globe.
That's far.
Mr. Todd.
Let's go. I'm a podcast veteran. Been in the game for 10 years. I got the co-host that knows most, and that's Johnny. And I'm Toddy. This is the TC. What's up, and good evening to you. This is Todd Orndorff from the Toddcast, coming at you from the great state of PA, Central PA to be exact. My name is Todd Orndorff. I'll be your party host for this evening, and along with me today, from parts unknown, he's the hype man for Tattooed in the Wild, the title holder to Castle Venecian Jerky, JohnnySimo or Simonetti, it does not matter, because he is ready. Johnny, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Good, homie. How in the world are you?
Dude, I am half in the bag right now. Dude, my neighbor Jamil, he's gonna be happy. I said, look, I'm gonna bring you up on the air and you're gonna become famous. He was about a half hour ago. Oh my gosh, maybe about 2 hours ago. Oh God, this is gonna be a great episode. He reaches out to me. He said, "Hey man, you want to go down to Big Springs with me and have a drink?" I'm like, I don't get to do that. I'm a dad. So I was like, sure. So we go down there, and as the world knows, I am a whiskey guy, and I sample 5 different whiskeys, and decided very politely to not have any of them. And some may have been a little more rough than others. And I decided to just have a beer, but the 5 shots of whiskey that I had were kind of, I don't know, man. They kicked me in the tail, and I'm like, well, I got one eye drooping, the other's drifting to the left, and I'm like drooling, man.
You had 5 shots of whiskey. You'd be asleep by now.
I try to keep my consumption up at home, but it's some stuff that I really, really like. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's I'm feeling funky like a monkey or something, so let's freaking get this party started, or let's get this over with.
One of the two.
One of the two. Dude, how was your Christmas, man?
My Christmas was excellent, dude. We had a great Christmas. I got a early Christmas present. Actually, I got it last Friday, and I know you saw the pictures and the videos. I got one of the I think you pronounce it Cuisinart.
Yeah.
Cuisinart 360 griddle cooking grills. Dude, I got that. My father-in-law got me that for Christmas last Friday, and Dreva called me. She said, "Do you mind getting one of your Christmas presents early?" She said, "Because we can't get it out of the car. It's that heavy." I'm like, man, I don't have a problem with that. Man, I seasoned that thing up last Friday and cooked on it Saturday and Sunday. I just got done cooking on it not an hour ago. Man, I'm going to tell you what, I love that thing. Oh, it is so cool.
It is the sexiest grill I've ever seen in my life. If it had lips, I'd make out with it. It is that hot.
I made venison fajitas on that thing last weekend, and venison tenderloin on it last weekend, and I'm gonna tell you what, it is. I absolutely love that thing. We just did hamburgers, and Shelly wanted chicken tenders on it tonight, so I did chicken tenders and hamburgers on it tonight. That's why I said, when I talked to you earlier, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna do this. We got to do this because my stomach's full. I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, paint the picture for everybody. What's it look like? Because there is no like grates from a grill. It's just a flat top, right?
It's the flat top. Basically, you've got a 28-inch cast iron skillet on a grill.
Is it that big?
Yes, 28-inch cooking surface. Yeah, it is freaking awesome. It's got a little high spot in the middle. So if you're cooking something like hamburgers and it's got grease, the grease runs off the sides and drop into a pan, and then it's got a trough all the way around it. It's in a 28-inch circle, and then you just take and clean that trough out and put it in the catch pan in the back and clean that out. It is freaking amazing. It's kind of like I noticed Joel uses the Camp Chef.
Yeah.
He's got the big rectangle. You know, of course, his is huge, but it's basically like that. But this is a 28-inch round cast iron skillet. Basically, is what it is, and it is amazing.
You know, we got
love that thing.
You know, we got a new grill last year, the year before, and I was like, oh man, this thing is like, you know, pretty freaking hot. But what a piece of junk I have now. It's like, what happened? My grill, I'm embarrassed.
Well, the cool thing to me, the cool thing is you can cook hamburgers on it. You know, if you cook hamburgers on a regular grill that has grates, the grease drops down, it catches on fire and all that crap. You don't have that on this because nothing drops down to the fire. I can take I've cooked on this thing 4 times now. I can take the griddle surface off and look down where my burners are, and it's perfectly clean. Nothing gets down to your burners. Nothing gets down there to rust out or anything like that. I absolutely love this thing, dude.
Is it propane?
Yes, propane.
That's freaking cool, man.
Yeah, it's propane. And it's got 2 separate sides. Like last weekend when I did my venison fajitas, I had my heat turned up on one side for my meat, and then I had it like at medium to cook my vegetables and let everything cook at the same time. And of course, I seasoned everything with Reload. I used almost the whole Reload arsenal last weekend when I cooked this stuff. My vegetables, I did green pepper, red pepper, yellow onion, red onion, and mushrooms. I seasoned that with high caliber and packing heat. That's what I did my vegetables in, with a little bit of oil. And then my fajita, I cut them real small, real thin, as thin as I could get them. I seasoned that with fully loaded, and I only did like a half a pack of fajita mix that you just, you know, basic from Kroger's. And then I also cut up some tenderloin, which I did with Magnum. Oh my gosh, dude, it was so good.
They looked freaking awesome. But no, man, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. I'm happy for you. Happy you got a pretty sweet gift. We, you know, when we last recorded, during the recording, my birthday came into play.
Yep.
I turned the ripe old age of 33, and I don't know if you saw or not, but I'm now keeping Icy Hot in my tool bag.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, you know, I was pulling out some stuff, and there just happened to be Icy Hot in my tool bag, and I don't remember putting it in there. It wasn't on purpose, but it was just kind of fitting, because, man, I'm telling you what, I've had a rough freaking week, and yeah, it all started with like everybody in my home being sick, right? And I thought that, you know, like legit sick, both ends legit sick. There's a bug going on. Multiple people have it around the area, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be the one to not get it. I'm gonna escape this. Screw this crap. I'm tough. I'm a dad. I ain't getting it. Well, turns out the day before Christmas, we're in Sam's Club at like 1:00, and all of a sudden we're walking by some canned food area or something, and all of a sudden, bam, dude, it hits me, and I'm like running almost full sprint after, like, you know, I was like, oh god, I don't feel good. I about yacked in the middle of a freaking aisle. She's like, are you gonna throw up? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna throw up. And so there just happened to be a garbage can right there. I'm like, I ain't doing this in the middle of everybody, no freaking way. So I'm like power walking down the aisle. I didn't want anybody to see me run. And then when I turned the corner at the end of the aisle, I was like by the side of the store and like halfway already to the bathrooms. And then I just hightailed it, hoping nobody would see me. Of course, I passed like 4 people and a grandma on a freaking Mart cart. But I smoked her. Dude, I just freaking all over the freaking place in the bathroom. It was such a horrendous and horrific situation and scenario. And then we get home then at about 3 o'clock, and dude, I slept in my recliner from like 3 to like 4:30 the next morning.
Wow.
And if you know me, I don't like sleep. I get like 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep a day, legit. And dude, I was gone. I was just dead. But I was the last one in my family to get my kids are all still jacked up. But oh yeah, man, freaking nightmare. So, but the birthday was cool. Got a lot of great gifts. Had some family over. But I do got to talk about one particular gift. If you listen to past episodes of this show, from the very beginning of time until right now, I will sound the exact same. Volume might be a little jacked up depending on some of the software that I use, but I've used the same microphone from episode 1 till last episode. I got a new microphone for my birthday, Johnny.
Nice.
You see, whenever I was at PodCon, I used like, you might not know what this stuff is yet, but you will. There's like professional podcasting equipment is like XLR, and I've been using a USB microphone, which works. It gets the job done, whatever. But when I was at PodCon, John, I used this like legit, like professional podcast equipment, and if you go back and listen to those episodes, I sound so different. I sound so clear, and everything's nice and crisp. And I was like, you know what, man, this show's growing so much right now. Like, it's time for an upgrade. So Mama O, she was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I never tell anybody what I want for my birthday or Christmas, just kind of how I am. And she was like, well, I want to get you something that you're going to use. So I want to get you some podcast equipment. I was like, bam, perfect, cool. Need a microphone. And so she said, well, find something, and send it to me or whatever. So I got this really sexy. It's called I don't know. What's it even called? I'm so half in the bag. I got this freaking blue. It's made by the microphone company is Blue. I've heard of them before, and it's called the Black Spark SL. It's a really sleek looking microphone. It's cool. It's classy looking. It looks like old school 1950s. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's expensive, dude. It's like $190 for this microphone. And when you get this microphone and you spend that much on a microphone, you expect it to be, it's supposed to live up to some potential, right? Or is it just me?
No. I agree with you. 100%.
Well, this thing looks freaking awesome. Everything is cool. It's, like you can feel like it's built pretty solid. But it forgot knobs. I have no knobs. My microphone that's supposed to have knobs has no knobs.
Oh, no.
They forgot. So if I sound like crap today on my brand new sexy microphone, it's because I have no knobs and I can't adjust nothing on it. So this thing is supposed to have 2 knobs on it. I have no knobs. And you pull the cord out that plugs into my Christmas gift, which I'm about ready to get into. Like, the pins pull out, the inner workings of this microphone, like, detach. It's so freaking bizarre and, like, I don't want to bash a company, especially that makes podcast equipment, because I'm a podcaster. I just feel like it might be wrong. But if I'm going to, like, be honest on my show, I'm so ticked off at Blue. I want about 6 more microphones, different kinds, well built, in order to, it's better than a lawsuit, I feel. Just send me a bunch of free stuff that's better than... So send me knobs. I just want knobs.
Especially if you buy it. All you want is some knobs.
All I need is knobs. and the guts to not pull out when I'm unhooking my equipment. And see, when you record, like, you don't know what you sound like until you're done, okay?
Right.
So I don't know if I sound like crap right now. I don't even know if people can hear me because, first of all, I have no knobs, and I don't know if my guts have fallen out of this thing or what. But that's what I'm dealing with. I can't adjust my sound. I can't adjust anything. I might be screaming at people right now, and I have no idea. So fingers are crossed. So for my birthday, I got a knobless microphone, and but it was an awesome gift. It was an awesome gift. You talked about you got a grill and everything for Christmas. So as you know, I'm a big time woodworker, right?
Yep. Like
carpentry and everything's in my blood. Well, the hashtag Smoking Hot ended up talking to our buddy Savo, and without me knowing, was like, "Hey, what does Todd, what do you think Todd needs and all sorts of stuff for Christmas? Because he won't tell me anything." And he said, without a doubt, you got to get him a 12-inch compound double bevel sliding miter saw. And she's like, okay,
Yeah.
So she did some research, and dude, sitting next to me right now is a 56-pound, 12-inch compound double bevel sliding miter saw. And
nice.
Dude, it is so freaking hot. Like, I didn't want to turn it on and use it. Of course, you got to cut with it, right? But I didn't want to freaking touch it. It looks so pretty. Like, it's dusty, and I'm mad right now.
It's already dusty?
Oh, dude, I was hacking up just random pieces of wood with it. It's so freaking smooth.
Oh,
yeah. You got to try it out. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, even if you're not making anything, you just got to zip that thing on and start cutting wood to see how it works.
Snap, crackle, pop, baby. That's what I was doing. And so, did you happen to see how she put out to the entire universe that I wanted $30 merino wool socks?
You know what? I did not see that.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that. I know one of the things I saw were when you all were all sick, and I also saw the post about the kick-ass shelves you put in the corner.
The what?
The kick-ass shelves you put in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's badass.
Dude, I'm telling you, they look cool. Thank you for that.
Yep,
but just imagine how good they would have looked if I used a 12-inch compound double bevel sliding miter saw.
Dude, they look good as shit, dude.
So I don't know what kind of camo you wear, but I am a big fan, and I don't have any except for some gloves. But I really, really want First Light camo. Right? It's 100% merino wool. And she was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I was like, "I want First Light merino wool socks." She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll look this stuff up. They're $30 a pair." So she put out there, "Todd wants $30 socks for Christmas," and I was like, "I'm not expecting anybody to buy one pair of socks for $30." But so I got some merino wool socks for Christmas, which anybody who's like, "Yeah, get socks for Christmas." No, when I get like merino wool socks for Christmas, I am freaking stoked. And so I got a nice Penn State pullover because we are a very big Penn State family. And today, my mother stopped by, and the reason why I'm able to use this XLR no-knobbed microphone is because I got a professional podcast mixer, Johnny. You saw the picture of it.
What? I saw the picture of it.
Does it not look intimidating or what?
It does to me because I don't know what the hell I was looking at.
Dude, I don't know what I'm looking at. But I know I needed one. It's a monster.
It reminds me back in 1988, early 90s, when you got all the mixers and the wicka. That's what it looked like to me.
I know. I'm gonna be like DJ Jazzy Jeff or freaking.
That's right.
Jam Master Jay or something.
That's right. That's what it looked like to me, homie.
So that's what we're using right. I just hooked it up. I turned some knobs to make myself feel like, I'm kind of a professional podcast host. So I was like, I'm hoping this stuff works. I have no idea. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, man, this is, for anybody who's listening to this who is a podcaster, I got the Pro FX 8V2. It's an 8-channel professional effects mixer. It has a bunch of effects, Johnny. It has 16 effects, and guess what?
What?
I have no idea how to use them. But I'm sure they're really good.
I bet you'll be experimenting this week.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. But it was actually really cute because the daughter was actually singing some songs throughout the microphone. So I at least know that you can get sound through this no-knobbed Blue Black Spark SL microphone from Blue.
That's cool as hell, dude.
Yeah, man, it was a good holiday.
Oh yeah.
But
we had a good time. Honestly, I'm glad Christmas is over. Trying to calm down a little bit and get through the hustle and bustle and try to get some, finances back straight again. And I don't know. To me, Christmas is just a freaking money racket anymore. You got it made. Right now, you can go to the damn dollar store for Miss Lola and buy her damn $100 worth of shit at the dollar store, and she'd be happy.
Yeah, she would be.
When you get my daughter, she's 15. She's a little more picky. God darn, this shit gets expensive.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, man. So what else is going on in your life, man? Everything go good?
Yeah, everything's doing good. Like I said, I got the new grill. I got a new pair of lacrosse hunting boots for Christmas. And
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I got a new pair of lacrosse hunting boots. Dreamer bought me a pair of lacrosse hunting boots probably 10 years ago. Best boots I've ever had in my life. And my first set this year, when I shot those 2 does on my first set, we walked down to the water fountain and washing my hands after I already gutted them and all that. And I'm like, why is my foot hurting? My left foot was hurting really bad for some reason. And I've got neuropathy in my legs anyway from diabetes. And I'm like, why is my left foot hurting? I looked down, Todd, and I had completely blown the bottom of my sole of these lacrosse boots out. My boot was about 6 inches wider than it was supposed to be, and my foot was actually, I was walking on my foot, basically. I had no sole under me. So I'm like,
oh my God.
Shit. I know. Oh, it was unreal. But, however, I have had these boots for probably over 10 years. So I got another pair of lacrosse hunting boots. If I can buy a pair of boots that's going to last me for 10 years, I'm going to buy that brand again.
Heck yeah. Shout out to lacrosse, huh?
Yes, absolutely. I looked up there. We were up here at the shoe store at Farm and Family or Tractor Supply, whatever it was, and they had all these other brands. And I'm looking at the boots, and I turn around and I see lacrosse, and I said, "That's what I'm buying." I said, "The last one's last me 10 years. I'm buying lacrosse." So I got a new pair of boots, a new grill, couple pair of shorts, couple pair of sweatpants, new socks and underwear. So I had a good Christmas.
You got the essentials, man. That's awesome.
That's right. That's all you need. The essentials.
Speaking of essentials, do you have your credentials?
Yes, sir. Hold on. Yes, sir. I do.
All right. I'm breaking my own rule, Johnny.
Oh.
I'm a slob tonight. I literally can't have any more. Listen, I'm gonna start pretending like I'm mixing a freaking, like, a piece of vinyl on this mixer here, and it doesn't even take a vinyl. I can't have any more, but I got my Ripsky in, but there's no Vodski.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Not vodka. I don't even drink vodka. Whiskey. Oh my.
Yeah, you You don't need it anymore.
No, I did my credential check early.
That's all right. I'm getting ready to put a rip in myself. As soon as I finish this one, I'm gonna put a rip in. So.
You know, it's funny you brought up hunting boots because our mutual friend Savo is quickly becoming a character on the show. Which, by the way, you know he refuses to come on here. I ask him every day.
Really?
What is it with people close to me that don't want to come on my show?
Oh, and speaking of which, he did not answer my phone call tonight. Remember we were talking earlier?
Yeah.
He did not answer my phone call.
He's almost as bad as Donnie.
Huh?
He's almost as bad as... He's about as silent as Donnie from the Titty and Shiner show.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I got
anyway,
yeah.
Just for the record, to let you know, everything got hooked up okay. No sparks, no fire, no explosions, so we're good.
You're not dead. That's fantastic, dude. Good job.
Yeah.
So, Savo and I have been talking, okay?
All right.
And I'm bringing this up because you brought up about the outdoors and hunting and everything. So, for the people who don't know, like, my past, it hasn't just been a podcast host, folks. I spent a lot of my adult life in the casino industry and traveled around, worked at multiple casinos as a craps dealer and as a supervisor, which is one of the single coolest jobs in the history of the universe. And at the time, whenever I was wanting to go to casino dealer school, I was also thinking about doing taxidermy, Johnny, instead.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of like that type of artistry, okay? Right. So, we've been talking, and it turns out he was almost going to do taxidermy the exact same time frame that I was thinking about doing it. So he's like, dude, well, I got like 4 foxes in my freezer, I got a whole bunch of fish in my freezer, and all this other stuff, so we're going to like try to start doing a little bit of taxidermy ourselves.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So he's actually like buying this stuff this weekend, and as soon as it gets here, we're gonna start small. You know, he's got like 3 pheasant in his freezer too. Like I don't know where he puts like his broccoli. Like I think his wife has to like reach in and like move the beaver. I think his wife has to move the beaver to get to like the frozen corn. You know what I mean?
His wife's got to move the beaver. That's hilarious.
The dude's got every animal in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania in his freezer.
You just had me at move the beaver. I did that this morning.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you lost me on that one, brother. You lost me on that one. I couldn't control it.
I love you, man.
Couldn't help it. I lost it.
So we're... Oh, God. I got it. I have to say it. You remember when I had a professional podcast?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I did. And then we had to move the beaver to get to the frozen corn.
Yeah, it all went downhill when you added me, homeboy. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So we're gonna be starting doing like a little bit of side taxidermy, just for like ourselves at first, and then if we get good at it, we're gonna, you know, maybe just do like some small things for just like a few people and whatnot. I'm freaking stoked.
And that'd be cool. That really would be cool. I've heard people tell me, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. I'm like, I don't have time for all that. I have a gentleman and his son here, and for the life of me, I can't think of their names. You walk in their barn, you go upstairs in their barn, and I bet you they probably have 50 shoulder mounts of beautiful, beautiful Virginia deer heads. And they have done every one of them themselves. And they're like, Johnny, it's not that hard. I'm like, I can't do it. That would be something cool to get into. I would show interest, but right now, at this point in time in my life, I just don't have time to do it.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely know about having no time. I have absolutely no time. But the good thing is, he has 5 freaking children. He has to drive like a school bus just to go anywhere. He has a herd with him every time he goes somewhere, and his kids are around my kids' age. So we're gonna do it down around his place. His wife Amy can hang out with the Smoking Hot. Our kids can play, and me and Savo can go and glue some feathers together. Whatever they do, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be funky, but I think it'll turn out good.
That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And he was like, well, what about a name? And I was like, we definitely need a name. Then he's like, well, wait a second. We haven't even done anything yet. I don't care. We need a name. So we were trying to think of all these names, and they were so bad. So I was like, listen, why don't we leave it up to the listeners to write in suggestions? We can read them on the air. If we like them, we'll take it. If we don't, we'll 86 them. So, as of right now, I'm putting it out there. Me and Savo are starting up this little taxidermy side gig, and we need a name. And, folks, we need your help. So, please post your submissions. I will put a post out on Facebook and Instagram the day you hear this. On Friday, 12/27/2019, we are going to put out there names for the taxidermy business for Todd and Savo, and you will be read on the air. Your name will become immortalized. But I'm warning you now. If it sucks, you are gonna get blasted. I think it'd be good, Johnny. A little listener interaction.
Well, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody loves listener interaction.
Yeah, man. So, dude, I was what?
Oh, hold on, I don't mean to interrupt you. Speaking of listener interaction. All right,
yeah.
So our last podcast we talked about, right? We talked about you were going through the hunting laws, and one of the laws in Texas says it is legal to hunt a Sasquatch in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I seriously, legit, no doubt, got a Snapchat message from one of our mutual friends this evening, Chris Hall from Hornstar Outdoors.
Yeah.
I love Chris. I love him.
Dude, he is such a great guy.
Yes, he is. He sent me a Snapchat voice message and said, do you realize that there are more Sasquatch sightings in Texas than anywhere else? I'm like, bullshit. He sent me one back. He said, absolutely, look it up. There are more Sasquatch sightings in Texas than anywhere.
Well, it makes sense because Sasquatch is supposed to be huge and everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, I swear I love Chris.
That's awesome. So then it's legit? Is that law legit?
It must be legit.
They say it's legit.
In Texas. I look down at my phone and I've got, I got a Snapchat from Chris and it's a voice message and he told me, he listened to the show. He's a faithful listener to the show, and he said, yeah, there are more Sasquatch sightings in Texas than anywhere in the United States. I'm like, Dad, man, that is so cool. When you talk about listener, interaction, that's what popped into my head as soon as you said that.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. Anytime any of our loyal listeners, comment on the show or give some feedback, we'll talk about you on the air. Absolutely. We will. Absolutely, we will. Because you guys are freaking rock stars, and yeah, name will be freaking immortalized. You'll be up on the wall of names. So, dude, I'm taking a trip.
Where are you going?
I didn't get to tell you what I got the hashtag Smoking Hot for Christmas.
I knew there was a trip involved, but I haven't heard anything about it.
So, we talk, like, music all the time, okay?
Yeah.
And, I asked her recently, I said, if you were to go see, like, 3 people in concert, without her knowing any, like, the reason why I was asking, I said, who would you want to go see? dead or alive, who would you want to go see in concert? Without hesitation. Prince, Michael Jackson, or Queen? You know? And,
Right.
like, they're, like, all freaking dead. Freddie's dead, so you can't have any more Queen. Obviously, Prince and Michael's dead. So, I was like, oh, man. Like, there's got to be some sort of, like, tribute band or whatever going on. So, like, the number one Queen cover band is called Almost Queen. If you check them out on YouTube, dude, they, like, travel the world doing all this stuff. They're the number one. And, like, the lead singer dresses like Freddie Mercury and all this stuff. He's, like, really, really, really good band. And I just happened to find that they had a tour schedule coming out. And I think they're going to, one might have been like Columbus or whatever, and like wherever else. And then I saw that they had one in New York City, in downtown New York City. I was like, oh, like, first of all, I love NYC. Not to live there, but I love to go and visit it. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a good option, because her and I both like going there. And then I saw it's at this place called the Gramercy Theater. Have you ever heard of the Gramercy Theater?
I have not.
Dude, it is, okay, in downtown Manhattan, there are, believe it or not, there are only 2 music venues. Only 2, which to me is mind-boggling. But
yeah, for New York, yeah, it is.
Yeah. But the Gramercy Theater is this, like, little, like, less than 500 people, intimate little music venue. It's like anybody who's anybody has ever played there, but it's like an old school, small nightclub type deal. It's got, like, a vintage vibe and everything. Like, half of it is, like, stadium seating, half of it is on the floor, like you're standing and whatnot. So I got her some tickets to the world famous Gramercy Theater, which is right beside Madison Square Garden. So it's like right there in New York City. And it's to go see the closest thing I could get to Queen for her. And so we're going to be seeing Almost Queen. I'm going to reach out to him actually and try to get him on the show before we go.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, man. Just to talk, you know, because I'm like a huge fan of like how, like, obviously if I'm doing a podcast, I'm a big fan of like some sort of like the workings of the entertainment industry, because this is entertainment, you know.
Sure.
So it's like the origins of like how things begin, the thought process of what made you want to start this journey, how you got to where you're at, the hardships, all that stuff is like so fascinating to me. And being a cover band like that, you know, like you got some pretty big shoes to fill if you want to try to dress and sound like Freddie.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to have a little bit of talent if you're going to try to follow in those footsteps.
So I'm going to try to get them on and try to get them on the show here soon before we go, you know, and who knows, maybe talk to them, maybe record there. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be badass.
Yeah, man. So, but that's on January 18th, man. We'll be riding. We're actually leaving Friday the 17th. We're gonna stay at the Meadowlands View Hotel where we stayed last year, and yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome.
Nice. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, she's pretty stoked about it.
There's a concert going around right now that this is one that I would like to go to.
If it's the one, oh my God, that's the one I want to go to.
Talk to me. Who is it?
Oh, dude, it's Motley Crue. It's Def Leppard. It's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Poison.
Poison. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. If I have the opportunity to go to that, I could not pass that up. I've not been to many concerts in my life. I really haven't. But I love Motley Crue. I love Def Leppard, and I love Poison. It's just that's how I grew up. That's when I grew up, riding around in my '79 damn Camaro with a freaking cassette tape player in my Camaro, cruising around jamming them. Yeah. Donnie's mullet had nothing on me in my senior year. Donnie's mullet had nothing on me.
Did you have an achy breaky big mistakey?
I did. I had the beaver back. Sure did. My finger pick. I have to show you
the beaver paddle.
Pick. Yes, I had the beaver paddle in the back, no doubt.
Oh, dude. So Motley Crue is one of my all-time favorites. I have been, to this day, at 33 years old, I am still mad that I never had Nikki Sixx's hair. I wanted his hair so freaking bad. I mean, the guy died twice, and he's like still here and still rocking. I don't understand. I want to go. Yeah. They're actually playing in Hershey, Pennsylvania in August, but dude, like the cheapest tickets I saw were like I think $160 a seat, and I'm like, oh god, there would have to be two of us, and I want to go to that so bad, Johnny.
Yeah, so do I. Def Leppard is just so inspiring to me. With I can't remember his name right now, but the drummer having his car wreck and losing his arm, and they took 3-4 years off and came back for him to train. He's playing freaking drums with one arm and never misses a beat.
Right.
Come on, man. Def Leppard is. I just love Def Leppard. And you said that Joan Jett was involved in that too?
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I remember. You're going to get a kick out of this. I've only been to a couple concerts. I went to Elton John concert when I was 8 years old. I've been to Elton John. I've been to Patti Smythe and Bryan Adams. And there was one more. I can't think of what it is now. It must not have been that important.
It must not have been that good.
It must not have been that good. But Bryan Adams and Patti Smythe, man, I loved it. That was my senior year in high school. That was 1988, I believe. And dude, that's the only concerts I've been to. I've watched them. I've watched all kinds of concerts, but I've never. Those are the only ones I can remember being to. There was one more concert, and I can't remember what it was. So, like you said, it must not have been that good.
I've been to where I live, 10 minutes away. There's a pretty big arena, and we get a lot of names. But, dude, like to see Motley Crue would be absolutely incredible. What's your favorite Motley Crue song?
Smoking in the boys' room, I guess.
I go to the gym a lot, as you know, and the first song I have to listen to every time I go to pump myself up is Wild Side.
Yep.
And I swear to God, every time I'm in the middle of the reps and they say, name dropping, no names, glamorized cocaine, puppets with strings of gold, I'm just like, ah! I'm just pumping. And it's so funny because I really start to roar when they say glamorized cocaine, which is kind of ironic and the irony's kind of jacked up. But yeah, man, it's oh my God, to see those guys would be incredible. But so. The Smoking Hot and I were actually talking, and I'm going to ask you this question since you're a music dude too. In no particular order, okay?
Yeah.
No particular order. Who are, and I'll do 5. I did 10 with her. I'll do 5 with you on the air. Your top 5 vocalists of all time, dead or alive, any genre.
Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Man, that's a tough question. Bon Jovi, Bryan Adams. Man, you put me on the spot. Big time.
I did.
Yeah.
Remember, top 5 vocalists. Who had the best voice?
And being my hometown, I got to go with the Statler Brothers.
Okay.
Sorry, I got to go with my Statler Brothers.
It's your list.
Yeah, that's my hometown. Good gosh, man, what a good question, dude.
It's hard.
It is hard. I mean, because when you go through the hard rock groups, you don't have to hold a tune. You just got to sing a little bit, and it sounds good. Oh, shit. now, because Justin Moore is absolutely one of my favorite country singers there is. So Justin Moore is in there for sure. And shit, I'm going with Upchurch.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm going with Upchurch. I know a lot of people hear Upchurch and he gets on there and he does his country rap. But if you sat down and listened to him to actually sing a song, dude can hold a tune. And I'll also go with Katie Noel. She is also another country rap singer. So I'll give you 6. But
you know how weird it is, just like my generation to hear country rap. Just because I grew up with the boom of rap and hip hop.
Well, see, that's just it. I grew up when Run DMC come about. You know,
yeah.
And I love rap music. I always have, always will. But today's rap music, I can't associate with that stuff.
Oh, dude, it sucks.
Popping caps and punching bitches, whatever. I can't get into it.
We're gonna write a rap song and we're gonna record it. Pop some cast, son.
A&E on TV came out with a show, and it was called Big Smo. Do you know who I'm talking about by Big Smo?
No.
Big Smo was a country rapper. He had his own TV show. He came on. We started watching it. Got into it. Absolutely loved it. From there, I went to Colt Ford and Demon Jones, the Lax Radio. I'm gonna tell you what. I could sit down and listen to that stuff all day. They're singing, and yeah, there's a little bit of rap in there with it, but that's shit that I can relate to. You know what I mean? They're not pushing drugs. They're talking about drinking beer and going mudding or fishing or hunting. You know what I mean? I can relate to that. So that's pretty much all I listen to anymore.
If I were to give mine, and like I said, in no particular order, because that's just too hard.
Yeah.
To me, if there's anybody that has, like, I would say it would be extremely hard to beat Garth Brooks' voice.
Oh, yes.
Dude, I mean, come on. Freaking Garth Brooks and his voice, like, in his heyday. Even now, the dude sounds incredible.
And I don't mean to interrupt you. Did you see his concert on A&E?
From Vegas?
No, he was in New York. I think he was in New York, the one I saw.
No, I didn't.
Dude, I love Garth Brooks. Yep. You. That's another one for me, too, is Garth Brooks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, his voice is absolutely unreal. But and another one, dude, we were just talking about Motley Crue. In their heyday, dude, Vince Neil was so freaking good.
Yeah.
Vince Neil's voice, just to me, like, oh my gosh, dude, unreal.
Yeah.
Another one that I said in the car ride the other day was just because, like, if there was ever a dude who could ever hit Mariah Carey type notes, it's Adam Lambert. It's Adam Lambert.
Oh, yes, indeed.
That is one talented freaking kid.
He's
probably
right.
like a year or two older than me, and I just called him a kid. I don't care. I watched him on American Idol. He's a kid to me. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Lambert can hit some freaking notes.
Yep. I will not disagree with you there. I love Adam Lambert. I remember watching him on American Idol. He did what song was it that he did?
Was it the Ring of Fire? Was it a Smokey Robinson song?
I remember he did the Ring of Fire, but there was one before that. It may have
he
been
did Tracks of My
Robinson.
Tears.
That's the one.
Tracks of My Tears. It was a slow, he had his hair slicked back and stuff. Dude, blew me away. Smokey gave him a standing ovation.
You know what? The night he sang that song, we rewound it 3 times just to watch it again. It gave me cold chills.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah,
I got chills right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I'm half in the bag, but, like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look that up when we get off the phone and watch that again on YouTube. Yeah, dude, that was pretty amazing. We watched that thing 3 times after he sang that song that night.
Right. So I'm gonna go. Okay, so I got Garth Brooks. I got
Vince Neil.
I got Vince Neil. Adam Lambert. And number 4, in no particular order, I'm taking Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam.
Okay. All right.
I
see that.
Something about a California surfer boy that just like had this like late 80s, early 90s freaking Northwestern grunge sound. It just always stuck with me, man. Eddie Vedder's my number 4.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
And if you like, number 5. Dude, it's so hard. This is what a stupid question for me to ask. It's so freaking hard.
Yeah, but that was a good damn question. You put
it
out
question.
there on the spot.
Yeah, but okay. Listen, you're my co-host, and like we have fun, so I don't mind putting you on the spot. But I just put myself on the spot too, and now I don't know.
Yeah, you probably should have thought this question through a little more.
Yeah, I gotta sound better. I'm gonna say number 5. Let's see. I have no clue, but man, there's someone out there who's worthy. Yeah, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. My number 5 is the lead singer of this really popular band called Almost Queen, who I'm going to see in New York City on January 18th. And yes, that's a plug to get them on my show and backstage passes.
All right, good cover.
I'm not dumb. And I'm going to tag them in this too.
Dattaboy, good cover. Good job.
But, yeah, dude, we talk music all the time, and that's one of like the cool things I like to do. Who is your like? I'm just a fan of like, you know, like everybody's personal like Mount Rushmores of whatever it's sports or it's pro wrestling or it's, you know, podcast hosts, which, you know, surprisingly, you and I seem to be on everybody's Mount Rushmore of podcasting. Just throwing that out there. And I totally just made that up, but it sounds legit. Yeah, dude, so I just like I just love like any sort of like statistics when it comes to stuff like that. So right. I thought I would ask you.
So what are you asking me? I must have missed the question.
I was just probably not clear because I'm half in the bag. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you that because like on our car rides, I ask questions like that all the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, it was a fun little question. That's actually, you know, I want to hear what the listeners think of that. Who are their top 5 vocalists of all time? And I guarantee you, we're gonna be like, oh man, come on, why didn't we think of that?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's so many good freaking people out there that can sing. I mean, I'm sitting here having a brain freeze on Justin Moore because any other day, if somebody asked me who's my favorite country singer, at any time I'm going to say Justin Moore. I absolutely love every one of his songs. And, you know, and I hope people chime in. I hope they post and send you who they like because I'm going to be like you just said, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, they're right. I love them too. But I got a bucket list. I'd like to meet Justin Moore. I would like to meet The Rock. And I would like to meet Ted Nugent and Chad Prather and, oh gosh, here I am having a brain freeze. Graham Allen. That's my bucket list people I'd like to meet. I know there's people that I'm going to meet, like you and I were going to meet, guaranteed. We're going to meet. I'm going to meet the boys over at the East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to meet them. But as far as like famous people, that's my bucket list people that I want to meet. Do you know The Rock has a farm about 45 minutes from where I live?
No.
Yep. The Rock.
Dude,
Dwayne Johnson has a farm here in Virginia about 45 minutes from where I live.
Did you ask him if you could hunt on it?
No, you know what? I just want to manage his farm. I would do anything to manage his freaking farm.
What credentials do you have other than beer and ripskis?
Seriously, you look it up. He has a farm east of the Blue Ridge Mountains in I think it's Nelson County, which is 45 minutes from where I live. I would quit my damn job just to manage his farm and to shake his hand and go fishing with that man.
Oh my God, dude!
How
freaking!
Oh,
I can do the people's eyebrow, so maybe I have an in.
You can't do the people's eyebrow as good as he can. Nobody does that.
What are you talking? Who do you think taught him? I'm T-O-double-D. I'm repping the PG. Come on now.
Hold on. Oh man, sorry about that. You got me choked up on that one. Oh gosh. Yeah, seriously. There he posts. I follow him on Instagram. He posts all the time. He fishes. He loves to fish. He's got a hell of a pond on his land.
Dude, I wonder if me and Savo could do taxidermy on one of his fish. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be cool shit. But yeah, no doubt, dude, no doubt. He's got a farm in Virginia, 45 minutes from where I live. I don't know exactly how to get there. Of course, I would never go there, but hey, that's one of my bucket lists. I would love to meet The Rock and Ted Nugent, and, like I said, Chad Prather and Graham Allen. That's my bucket list of famous people.
Dude, Ted Nugent he's a pretty wild guy.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's so pro everything that you and I like, which I very much love and appreciate. But, dude, his freaking hunting show, oh my God. It's so funny because, you know, he'll kill like 3 deer an episode or like 3 different animals an episode, right?
Yep.
And he like hunts out of his backyard because he has all these exotic animals in his backyard. And, you know, like, he'll shoot an animal and look right in the camera and say, "Would you look at, can you believe that?" And then 3 minutes later, he'll whack another one with a zebra arrow and go, "Can you believe that?" You know, and it's like, yeah, dude, you just did it. And then, you know, he'll go to like his like third and final animal, and then be like maybe 5 minutes later this time, like there's an extra 2 minutes of suspense, and he'll whack that one from 32 yards, like, "Now can you believe that?" It's just so...
It's the mystical flight of the arrow. I love Uncle Ted.
It's poetry in motion, baby.
Yep, I love Uncle Ted. Oh, shit.
Oh, gosh. Well, Johnny, we are pressing on the 1 hour mark.
And we are, right?
We are already. And I am...
Time flies when you're having fun, brother.
Time flies when you're having fun and when you're feeling as crappy as I am. You know, I'm gonna blame this on the sickness I got over 2 days ago or yesterday or whatever the heck it was. But I don't think I can do that right now, because I gotta blame it on my good buddy, my neighbor Jamil. It was nice. I appreciated the invite. I appreciated the free 5 shots of whiskey that were all different kinds, and I think 4 were over 100 proof. I'm probably gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know what I'm saying. But folks, my name is Todd Orndorff, and you can find this fine program on many different sorts of platforms. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Todd Orndorff on the Toddcast. If you want to email the show, go ahead on the Toddcast@gmail.com. Johnny, where can they find you, my man?
JohnnySimo, Tattooed in the Wild on Instagram is the best place to find me, brother.
Find Johnny Simo, Tattooed in the Wild on IG, and give him a follow, folks. I need to be more active on our Instagram page. I'm a busy guy, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a busy guy.
You got youngins, dude. It gets a little easier when they get 15 years old because
they can do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, Shelly definitely helps me more than anybody ever knows. Like, babe, how do I post to my story? You know, whatever. She shows me. It gets easier.
Oh. Well, guys, I very much greatly appreciate you listening in this week. Thank you very much. My name is Todd Orndorff. Out.
Peace.
We're talking about a man
That's me.
whose esteem is known worldwide.
You heard him.
He has listeners everywhere.
Woo!
Damn near every corner of the globe.
That's far.
Mr. Todd.
Let's go. I'm a podcast veteran. Been in the game for 10 years. I got the co-host